now, you should. And yeah, there's a few defensive strats. If they can be aggressive, they can really ask questions of the Chiefs' attack, then I think they could get a few defensive rounds. And then on their attacks, they just really need to sort of do something a bit different. I don't think they're going to outmaneuver or out-fundamental Chiefs today.
Tough ask.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tough ask. Where do you see them winning? Do you see them winning?
It'll be defensive rounds.
Okay.
I definitely think it's going to be aggressive defenses and not allowing Chiefs to get as much space as they want. Possibly trying to keep walls closed, things like that. Really like basic stuff, but if they can get it right or at least catch Chiefs off guard, then I think they'll pluck a few rounds.
But do you think, and look, this might be rough. It's a rough question for me to ask you as an analyst because when you look at players like Bappen, I already know what the answer is going to be. But is there that element that they could lean into your roams, just as a very simple example? Do you think that a team like Chiefs will be able to isolate that too quickly?
It depends. It depends. And I know Prez, I've played against Prez on Clubhouse probably hundreds of times with how long he's been in the region, and I've seen some pretty quirky Clubhouse strats. There's one in particular that made the rounds in OCE that I will not mention, but I will say I have the clip.
Please.
But yeah, I think the roam is definitely going to be the play. I think if they sit back on site and really, allow Chiefs to take the map, take map control, they understand the win conditions of Clubhouse.
Yep. It's
one of the most basic maps to attack. So it's just about asking questions. They'll go on the roams. They'll bring things like Mute, Mozzie, Vigil. I think we'll definitely see Bap and Vigil Boss G running around the map. And I think that might be the only way that they find the win condition. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring out. Hopefully it's nothing too passive, and we get a good game.
So Bap and Boss G, that's
100%.
the win condition
100%.
at the moment. Well, it is time for us to get underway with our match. Jake and Guz will run you through the action.
It is a little bit scary just how quick that Vincia has been able to acclimate himself to the couch because he just went on a great Dev Martyr spiel next to what was a happy Marsh Martyr. Very good to see now that they've turned their frown upside down, but he's doing a great job.
Yeah, honestly, that Yap could probably push the same distance as this game if Supernova failed to find success on the attack. Again, it has been one of their biggest weaknesses so far this stage, and that is why they currently sit in the bottom two. An opportunity, though, for redemption tonight. Otherwise, it will come right down to the wire in the final play day. Social media vote 100% in favor of Chiefs. I think that's probably a little bit unfair.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it might be one of the first times, if not the first, at least a very few amount, where we see 100% to 0 for Supernova. Just after they brought Pinku from the substitute role into the main starting lineup. Yesterday was a rough day for Supernova on Nighthaven Labs, guys, where the Montang just couldn't work for Palarazi. President tried his best. Bappen had some good moments. Pinku was okay. The Montang ban from Palarazi, and Player has let him know all about it in the chat. Maybe it's his own team that's just like, you know what, we need to get him off the Monty, so we're going to ban it.
Probably for the best. Probably for the best.
It's not 6 foot, poor Pala. Well, hopefully he can have a better game. And for Supernova's sake as well, starting on defense here. If you're going to play against Chiefs on Clubhouse, you want to start on defense. Jigsaw for who, says Bappen. Should focus on yourself, bud. You need this win, says Cairo. And they do actually, guys. It's a really good observation from Cairo. If Supernova don't win this, it's looking very likely bottom two will be on the cards.
Again, you wouldn't get that in NA. You wouldn't see all chat in NA. That's O-Stiff once again on display. Great to see a bit of banter in the pre-match chat. Been a lot of discussion as to how this Chiefs roster is going to look heading into playoffs. Players potentially on the chopping block, but we don't quite know. Only time will tell if Jigsaw is to actually join the team and for whom. Tex played very well last night. He was probably not far off, potentially. But again, very different roles, so he was always maybe a little bit safer. But played very well last night.
Well, did you hear the interview with Tex yesterday? I don't know if you caught wind of it.
I don't believe I did, no.
So, I mean, I asked kind of the question, trying to get as much depth as possible regarding, what Chiefs are thinking. We know from like a game in Gladiator's sake, they don't tell us much. They like to keep things close to the chest. For Tex, he was very open. He said, look, we're going to play the final play days. So that's, of course, today. And then, of course, play day 7 next week. Then there's actually a little bit of time. I think there's like a solid week and a half until then, the playoffs begin. And he said during that time, they're going to sit down as a team, evaluate, look at all their options, discuss potential, who's in, who's out, yada, 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 whether or not Jigsaw does come in or doesn't come in. And I think that's a really good way to go about it and assess where they're at and what they want to do going into the playoffs. So very open about that, says Tex. Yesterday in the interview, it was great for him to let us know that. As for SUPERNOVA, of course, they already made their change. Quixie out and Pinku in. Didn't net them the result that they were hoping for yesterday. Now 1-4 versus the 4-1 Chiefs. And very much an important match now for SUPERNOVA. Running out of chances to get themselves out of the bottom 2 positions. Now in the clubhouse against one of the top teams in the region. Pinku with an early Nitrocell, but unable to find Tex, who is very much wary of potential pressure from SUPERNOVA. They do like to play aggressive early in these defensive rounds. Palarazi first to fall on the Malusi. And that is not a good sign for someone who was struggling immensely yesterday to start off with a donut in the opening round.
Yeah, Quiz has looked really good this stage. Best cost on the team, 74%. Solid on entry, 7-5 in that department. And overall has the most kills for the team as well. 51 and 30 deaths. So he's looked really good.
Good kill, Pinku.
Pinku, yeah, continued to contest that exterior breach and able to win out the fight.
It feels like there's a lot on the shoulders of Pinku and Bappin explicitly, because President's always going to be that anchor. He's going to play sight. He's not going to roam up above. He's going to just hold basement, smoke, these kind of operators and positions. So when you do play something like Basement Club and you want to branch out, roam above, Pinku, Bappin, so important that they can find kills. Bappin doesn't get his one, Pinku does. He's dirty in a predicament where he wants to get aggressive main stairs. But this is probably not the position you want to be in on a mirror with a Nitrocell still in the back pocket. But he probably feels like he has to make something happen. He'll just take the drone. Nitrocell was pre-placed and blown and nothing found. 3 drones remaining, but 60 seconds for the Chiefs, plus a player advantage. Puts him in a really good position.
Ram available for Vert. Can be deployed if Cairo has any left. Pinku continues to aggress over towards Secret. Player has a read and a ping. Thinks about a swing, but Pinku falls off, makes the calculated play, and can look to play behind the mirror window in that dummy's position. So the defense still with good potential positions to hold, but Chiefs should be able to trade this out. Wait and see. 35 seconds. Moto is being held, and Quiz, I don't think, has a read on that.
They don't have a lot, though, hitting this site right now. It's going to
Yeah,
be a lot of dry peeking. It's going to be like a lot of angles that need to be checked. Dirty and an off angle in towards Moto.
I mean, they're going in blind, no drones.
This actually could be very winnable for SUPERNOVA. That should be a freebie. Indeed it was. Wasn't checked by Quiz, thinking he could push through. That Moto wouldn't be held. Indeed it was. Drop down. Oda now looking for a plant in towards Arsenal, where Cairo also is located. One in towards Dirt, and you can't be losing those. The President swinging out of Dirt. One location to hold. And Oda now in a 1v2 post-plant. Shut down immediately by Dirty. A really solid 3-man defense on site for SUPERNOVA. Sees them take the opening round.
Yeah, that position over towards Moto ended up being quite impactful. Dirty got a freebie and then was free to rotate short for the final kill.
Prez Aura. I tell you what, Prez is having a good stage. For a man who went on a holiday, came back and, didn't have a lot of lead-in time, he's also, copped a lot of flack for, many years now. I think he actually had a decent stage 1 as well, if memory serves me correct. But this is actually a really difficult thing to do. The outward fast swing, the Ferrari swing as we kind of call it, instead of just jiggle peeking it, knowing full well that he is being watched.
I think it's actually called the McLaren swing. I'm pretty sure they're faster these days.
That is... It doesn't have the same effect, does it? It doesn't have the same sounding effect. 14% in terms of the total bans for Montaigne overall.
Bomb located by attackers.
But yeah, we saw a lot of Montaigne yesterday, and I'm not going to lie, I think it was the old adage of just because it's meta doesn't mean you have to play it. You got to still be proficient at it. You've still got to have good proficiency, understand the role, what you got to do on that Montaigne, your strengths to weaknesses. Some players and teams probably didn't know that quite to the full effect yesterday. Gym Bedroom to come, second round coming up. SUPERNOVA. Just got to take it one round at a time. I love this Chiefs roster. I think they're a great roster. I still think they're also quite vulnerable if you put pressure on them.
Yeah, last round was tough towards the death. They had no drones left, and a couple of those unchecked positions proved to be quite costly. As you mentioned as well, Prez on that anchor roll. has looked solid. On the Bandit, though, this time around on the extension. We'll be looking to trick the wall. Double hard breach, though, so they should be able to
players
open
already
this
in
up.
stock on the Buck, so this is going to be very risky for President. If there's pressure down below in towards Lounge, I don't know if there's much cover. Cairo in towards Garage, so yeah, there's no real cover here to suggest that President can actually go for that trick, and he falls back to Con and into the bedroom. And I would imagine he'll put these batteries down towards Jacuzzi. Smart play. Happen though holds over towards CCTV, knows that he's one located in Rafters, knows he's also been droned out through the drone hole. Another one coming on through, the pressure mounting, but only 3 drones remaining for Chiefs.
Convert down below, potentially. That stock
Oh, it
position.
pushes into red. That's so over-aggressive, but maybe felt the cutoff back to Con was being covered.
I mean, he was held from below. He had to move.
Yeah.
It was just a really good clear.
It would have been a case of just try and take one with you.
Yeah.
Ultimately falls short of that, though, and Bappin will lose his life 2 rounds in a row without being able to make an impact.
Ooh, this could be interesting. I think Prez wants to try and hunt this player down below. Bappin's called it.
President has certainly set and forget his shockwire batteries and can roam if he wants. Pre-places the Nitro. 60 seconds remaining. Jacuzzi still not opened up.
Oh, we got him.
And President will catch our player sitting in towards stock. The patience and slow approach from Chiefs not working there. Nitrocell blown outside of Jacuzzi, but again, doesn't find a kill. And Palarazi finds himself down on the floor without being able to fire back a shot. The Salma's thrown in from Tax, got by the Wamai discs. 40 seconds remaining. Does finish off a low health Palarazi.
Misses the ace. Salma follows it up with the pistol. Pinku inside of Jim, though.
He spotted him.
Good shoulder peek from Tex.
He was at the bomb chassis for about 2 peaks there. And then that's a free kill as well. Pinku will punish Tex for not being able to get that initial kill. And Pinku can push up. No Nitrocell. Peeks the window. Gets into a better position. The jump in vault from Tex, though, so aggressive. And the pistol is successful. 3 in the round from Tex. And the prone play from Cairo at the end to take Jim Bedroom. Chiefs on the board.
Awkward round for Tex. I'm assuming he ran out of ammo. I would have anticipated him to take the time to reload, but the AK-12 can burn that ammo pretty quickly. The double off the back of the pistol, clean work. Initial clear over towards Cash as well was clean. We saw Bappin here under a ton of pressure. Had to try and make a play, take one with him. Was unsuccessful. Player caught sleeping a little bit over towards stock, not anticipating the kitchen run out. Made things interesting in the round, but then Tex able to brute force his way through Jim. Good pressure onto Pinku. And left Prez all alone in the 1 versus 3 on 4 HP.
It's always that what-if scenario. But at the very beginning of the round, Baffin with the swing top red, guess who he was aiming at? Tex. You kill that guy who goes on to get 3 kills, and maybe that whole round just ends up being quite different. He's also the ace, hard breach.
That's good analysis. That's good retrospective analysis from you, Jack. I like that.
Well, it's just, you know, storylining really more than anything in the round. That could have been maybe one had he been able to get
It's like
that
if
kill.
you're versing BDS and you kill Sharko first every round,
It helps. It helps. Changes the narrative. It really does.
10 seconds to insertion.
Cairo onto the blitz now as we see Cash and CCTV in this 3rd round. But don't know if blitz is necessary. Can, of course, put pressure in towards Gon. They go with the more optimal lineup, though. Double hard breach, the Grim. Sophia again. I have a feeling as if the Sophia is going to be the optimal choice in these opening rounds. I feel like Sophia's not. It's certainly not a must pick, and it falls more into that versatile pick. You can flex onto it depending on your likes or dislikes. Claymore's outside of Garage.
Yeah, noting that the Maverick is banned out, so tricking the wall isn't an option. The pre-placed mirror, Prez ready to pop that, and then a Nitro Cell or Impacts will follow from Bappin. You can see he's got that in hand already. But no focus on the main breach currently from Chiefs. Instead, it's looking like a more con-centric hit. Perhaps with the Monty banned out, they don't want to go for a more traditional hit with Garage Control, and that's fair enough. Does introduce other complications, though, in terms of clearing out Cash and the mirror top red. And so we'll see how they deal with these obstacles.
I think this is also the kind of play, if Chiefs are pushing in from con side, Supernova cannot get caught into a swing game where they, you know, peak these angles and Try to clear out Con and the jiggle peaks here. Tex, of course, trying to see if he can spot anyone. That was dirty. Inside of Cash on the castle. Yellow Pink trying to get a bit of movement here so the drone hole can be utilized. Quiz loses a bit of health. Taking a longer range engagement. This is a bit patient right now from Chiefs. It's very much to me aiming to see what if Supernova make a mistake here or there. President will go down. Drone hole unaware of his positioning. And the feet will get caught out. 60 seconds. Chiefs take the advantage.
Difficult to know. Is this a stall or is this patience?
Had to hit that. Gun barrel sticking out. You know he's there. As soon as he peeks, easy headshot and dirty whiffs on the castle.
They cleared the mirror top red. I don't know if they have, but either way, Dirty eventually falls. There is the mirror window to follow. Queer's able to finally get that with the Ash charge. So 4 versus 3. 40 seconds, plenty of time. And Pinku feeling the need to maybe make a play.
Palarazzi no longer able to play off the mirror window, but can still hold top red. Knows, of course, he's got Pinku down in lounge, so no one's going to be pushing up those red stairs. So Palarazzi can keep all eyes focused in towards CashCon.
20.
Late push now from Quiz in towards Garage. Pinku can get the timing. Well, he does give over some pressure. Good flick headshot. I assume he was aware of Quiz's position coming in through the breach, but no kill found from Pinku. Palarazzi can't win his battle either up top, and player finds 2. Gets rid of Bappin, and suddenly the lurking Pinku by himself on a 1v2. No real time remaining. If he can get the denial, he will win the round, and indeed he will. Pinku clutches up for Supernova. The lounge lurk, successful up red. They cleared Palarazzi and Bappin. They figured that that was no longer going to be an issue from that position. He walks in uncontested and gets the free kill onto Tex. Where was the help? Where was player?
I mean, that's not on player, though. What are Chiefs doing in the last 40 seconds of that round? They've, right here, 2 kills, 5v3.
But you know where Pinku is, right? So he can only come up from red. So I'm curious to see just where's player looking here at the end?
It's not even, yeah, but it's not on player. There's 3 positions he's got to hold, dude. It is not on him. Why is Tex planting there? It's such a strange position. They also haven't cleared the information on site.
I think you.
And they had a 5v3 cache. It's like cache here.
I think you're being a little bit too fair there because he's checked red hallway. There's no one there. You've got 1 position to block Tex, and that's from cache door, and you're not standing in it. But it's all involved. It's all inclusive. It's not just player in that situation. Strange plant position as well.
You could make the argument that he should have contested him before he made his way up red. That I would agree with. But after he's already made that move, then...
It definitely feels like Chiefs have got some synergy to work on.
Yeah.
5 seconds to insertion.
I would love to understand what was communicated there to not go for a default cache plant on like the con wall. What were they afraid of?
I guess Tex wanted to, maybe was thinking post plant the window, play outside of the balcony.
Before that, again, the 5v3. That is where they lost the round. It had nothing to do with that.
Well, for Supernova's sake, and credit to Pinku, they do get the round. Supernova got 2-1. Just a little bit of pressure there, because in theory, as we go through 3 rounds, this is the expected scoreline. 2 primary, 1 tertiary. The only difference being Supernova did lose Gym Bedroom, but they clutch up on the tertiary of Cash and CCTV. So we go back to basement now. A little hidey play from Bappin on the Vigil in towards Logistic, channeling his inner Jay Kenner. And we'll see whether or not he does get droned out initially. Cairo will go past.
I reckon he saw him and he faked it.
You might be right.
Yep,
yeah, you might be right.
Yep. That was actually a really good fake from Cairo.
I was going to say, like, from the angle that we watched it on the POV, you could clearly see him plain as day.
Yeah, and Quiz is going to sneak forward. They're making sound cover on the hatch. This is really well played. They know exactly where he is.
Yep. So they are faking as if they don't know that he's here. He goes prone. The flash is effective. Really nicely done from Chiefs. Calculated and measured. Starting with Cairo, followed up then from Quiz. Cairo did actually take a beating, down to 17 HP, but for the most part, a successful clear of Bappin in Logistic, and question marks for the heavy roamer, heavy fragger. Bappin has just had no involvement in this match.
Yeah, good work from Chiefs on the roam clear. Oh, Nitro in response though from Pinku. We've seen him be very aggressive with the Nitro cells already in this half, typically on exterior hard breach, immediately popping them as the breaches get opened up, but this time around vertical. Very good read from him. Takes the Zofia off the board. Not the largest of losses. They still have the Ash to counter the mirror. They still have hard breach and secondaries up as well.
Tex is looking a lot sharper, I feel like, tonight. And yesterday was a really good game from him in particular. I spoke to Vinny on it when we were watching on Bank, and he was great. And maybe that game against Odeon was just great to kind of refresh the charges of Tex's battery bank. He's looking pretty good. sharp heading into the playoffs. That mirror window will be dealt with. 45 seconds remaining, 4 versus 4, heading into basement. Last time one out by SUPERNOVA after the dirt hold from President was held very, very strongly. Palarazi towards triple, left side opened up, and this time, and last time, it was about Moto. This time they're not going to be able to hold a play in Moto. That was the difference point.
And 6 drones up this time around, so Chiefs should have better read, but President doing his job, the anchor, on site. 20 seconds on the clock, and Quiz looking for a trade. He eventually finds it alongside Tex, but Pinku, info over towards short. Good to find that down, confirm it, and Oda in the 1 versus 2 has the skill to pull this off, but 10 seconds on the clock, good for 1. Pinku can play time. Over towards blue, but his position known. Oda needs to go for the hunt and the pistol out, spots his heels, almost gets the kill.
Well played.
But Pinku just holds on.
Can I say well played to both there at the end? I feel like they both understood the assignment. I think that from Oda's perspective, didn't waste any time, pulled out the pistol, knew he had 1 win con, try and catch him on the back and get that kill. And from Pinku's perspective as well, hide, as you kind of pointed out with like maybe 5-6 seconds to go over towards Gen. Timeout. Bappen wants to maybe get into their heads on the ropes, but he's only got the 1 kill. And I tell you what, the SUPERNOVA here, you got nothing from Palarazi, you've got 1 kill from Bappen. They're doing quite well against the Chiefs. I know it's clubhouse defense, but like half their team has got 1 kill.
The only thing worse than like a top fragger talking smack in all chat is when the player that's struggling is the one that's initiating the shit talk. I think that's just even more difficult to tune out. So no, I'm loving that. And if you can't have impact on the scoreboard, you may as well in the mental warfare game. Well, it's certainly a competitive match at the moment. SUPERNOVA keeping things very, very interesting. Good initial kill from Chiefs. Great Nitro in response from Pinku, who then ultimately was able to get his way back towards blue and play that time condition to perfection. There were 10 seconds on the clock for the 1v2 attempt from Oda. Had a read right at the very end here, but just couldn't find that kill in time.
Nice! How do I not hear that guy, bro?
Good job.
Good shit.
Who said that?
I would imagine that's it. Oh, actually, that wouldn't be Pinku, surely, because you would have definitely heard Oda sprinting at you at the end. Maybe someone got crept up on in towards church. I know Palarazi and President certainly lost both of their lives, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was Pinku. Not quite. I'm familiar with the faces. The voices, not so much. Either way, 3-1.
10 seconds remaining.
Gym Bedroom, can they atone for their earlier loss in this opening half, guys, on this particular site? It was the Tex show. So he wound back the clock and found a 3K, mostly with the pistol, might I add. But he's now on the blitz, showing true versatility in terms of his operator lineup. He can play hard breach, he can play support, he can play shields, he can kind of do it all. And it's an intriguing lineup too as they bring the Flores with those Roteros on player. Cairo once again on the Grim. Just the singular hard breach with the Thermite on Oda. Something to consider on a site where it can be sometimes difficult to get Jacuzzi opened up, depending on the defensive pressure. This is going to be like a logistics pressure, open up con single wall, drop the blitz in, clear out logistics, get top main, get pressure in from Jacuzzi eventually as well. Maybe somewhat ignoring a con side push.
So Jacuzzi breach with perceived pressure outside gym window. President unable to trick the wall. CCTV now into cash for Tex on the blitz. Keep in mind, Bappen is roaming down below in lounge, so potential flank opportunity available for him later on in the round as well. Or a Nitro Cell play at that. Could be facilitated by his own cameras. Smoke to go out to cover logistics. Nitro down below, unsuccessful, but Quiz does find success himself. That's the opening kill onto Pinku.
It's a big one. Pinku's been good. He's been one of the better players for SUPERNOVA, so that's a big player to get rid of. I know he's only the mirror and he's already placed his windows, but he has been really good for SUPERNOVA. No surprise. 60 seconds left, though, for Chiefs, and still spending some time maybe in anticipation of some players looking to roam below. Bap and holding main stairs. Palarazi in towards logistics, still yet to find a kill. Holding a very critical position, considering the pressure that's, I imagine, about to come his way with that blitz, most likely pushing in towards logistics. This is a big moment here if you're Palarazi. Oh, the F-9-S actually done quite a lot to deny Tex's ability to continue to push forward. He doesn't really see a whole lot, maybe somewhat of a counter, but Tex still is just able to roam around. Everyone can play off of him being a nuisance, and Bappin's too late on this flank. Everyone else is dead. Now you're in a 1v1 with the blitz in towards Con, and what can you feasibly do?
Nothing. Bappin was very late to the party.
Very late.
Everyone else had gone home.
I mean, that's the kind of flank where it's the right idea, but the execution on it just wasn't there. The timing of it well and truly off. Far too late. And maybe we'll catch a bit of it on the replay as to kind of when he got moving, when he got going on that particular flank. But in the end, too late into the round. And for the second time in this half, Chiefs will take Gym Bedroom.
Yeah, the flank would have had to be very specifically timed, though, because of how clean that clear was from Chiefs. And if it wasn't for the Fenrir, which added just that extra layer of delay and made the pinch a little bit more challenging in through Logi, it would have been even more one-sided. We saw the util dump from outside Jacuzzi, the flash, and the Grim combination. Lock off the top main, and then Tex here was on for probably 2 or 3 kills in a row, to be fair. But the F-Not did stall out that momentum, also stalled out top main a little bit. You see all these players under an immense amount of pressure, boxed together, and then Tex was able to greet those from the breach, eventually top main, and collect the collateral along the way. So good work there from Chiefs. Much better attack towards the late round after floundering back on cache CCTV.
10 seconds left.
And we rotate back to this objective now.
5 seconds
We saw
left.
Chiefs go for a contact last time around. They had a 5v3 briefly, then through picks.
Attackers are heading out to
Oda's
defuse the bomb.
0-4, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that one, but he has not had really the impact we expect from him. Sure, maybe playing a different role. He's on hard breach, but I don't think that's an excuse for a player of his caliber. Not at this point in his career. He needs to be doing better than this.
I wonder if this is a case of him having to take on
More responsibility.
more of an IGL role than
maybe.
previously.
Well,
And that's occupying his attention.
I'll tell you, this is why you're the color caster of the year, but it might be a reason why he isn't quite on his old team anymore, as now we know 5 voices, 5 IGLs. If that's something that Oda can't quite handle, maybe that's coming to the foray a little bit. We're not too privy to all of that info, but yeah, struggling to have an impact in this game where Supernova are certainly being competitive. Back over to Cash and CCTV. Impact just wildly thrown for Bappin, and speaking of not really having an impact, again, Bappin is just the 1 kill. Palarazi, no kills. Did like the F-Not mines, though, from the Fenrir, actually, to somewhat destabilize the blitz. Like, it didn't completely counter him, but it was sort of like, oh, I can't see anything now.
Yeah, just slowed down the momentum of the push a little bit, but ultimately you can't stall it out forever. Again, it's looking like a con hit here from Chiefs, and Quiz has snuck his way forward all the way through to construction. Mirror window top red again, but he'll be able to charge that freely. Allows the rest of the team to now join in on the action. Oda will open the con wall. No threat of an impact trick over the wall. They have already been used elsewhere. I think it was main breach from Bappin. Exothermic placed. Charge to follow, but it could be a dummy here from Chiefs. Diffuser on the roof. Potentially indicative that they'll look to hit through breach and go for a default plant. Risky though if they don't clear garage, but Palarazi falls. Difficult position to hold next to the chassis,
Yeah,
but still...
I think right now we're in a position, this half, Palarazi's been in difficult position after difficult position. Maybe time to put others in said difficult positions and force them to try and do something. It's going to be 0-6.
Pre-placed Nitro there for the default con plant, but as mentioned, Oda did rotate kit.
Once again for Supernova playing from a disadvantaged position, double stack towards red. Tex, where is the fact that they have now cleared out cash, so where will they be? Well, they'll be red. Side rafters. Not too difficult to kind of ascertain where these players will be. Quiz outside garage. Pinku, though, down below. There's actually 2 in towards garage. This could be a bit of a trap here for Quiz. If he does make his way in, he's not going to be anticipating Pinku to be bot level on garage, and it's an easy headshot from Pinku. Bappin finds 2 as well from the grave. He only had 1 before this round. Now we'll triple up. Tex got 1, but too late in the round as President will close it out. And once again, We see Cash and CCTV go the way of the defense, go the way of Supernova, and it's a 4-2 half. Not bad.
I mean, there were some different permutations to that round, but there were some fundamental big mistakes again made by Chiefs, like the sack over towards Garage. They tried to get fancy with rotating the diffuser. I think they were ultimately trying to go for the exact same plant as last time, so that strategy pretty fundamentally flawed, I feel.
It was risky though.
And to the credit of Supernova, they just hard counted it the exact same way pretty much.
Risky from Supernova to put 2 over towards the Garage side, when I think the anticipation from Quiz and Chiefs is a lot of the eyes defensively for Supernova is going to be in towards Con through Cash. Expecting that kind of push, having to watch Breach and CC window. Maybe there's not going to be as much pressure watching over towards Garage, and yet they had 2 eyes, sets of eyes, watching as he tries to enter. And as soon as he makes contact, there's like 15, 20 seconds left in the round. What's Quiz going to do then? By the time he rotates off and goes somewhere else, he's going to be so ineffective. So he feels the pressure to then force himself in towards Garage, take that fight, doesn't expect the second player. Easy kill for Pinku, who had, by the way, a tremendous half, 8 and 3, hard carrying his team. President as well, alongside him. So Pinku and President leading the way for Supernova right now after the first half. 4-2 lead. What can they do on the attack? Would this be upset of the stage if Supernova find a way to get 3 points off the Chiefs?
Well, if you had asked me that question play day 1, no. Maybe to a small extent.
But we're into play day 6.
Given that Supernova find themselves in the bottom 2, potentially.
Must win.
But I will say...
Cairo said it. Cairo said it. You got to win this.
Like I said, though, this is where they lose the game. 22% attacking win rate. It has been very poor this stage. Their defense has been solid. It was 67% heading into the night. That is not where they are losing games. Their late round attacking strats and synergy has been far off the mark and far below our expectations. So let's see here on Clubhouse, a map that is going to reward Fundamental Siege if they've been able to tighten the ship or not.
And I think a part of that as well, when you kind of look at the structure of the Supernova roster, much as I'll misses there from Tex, you've got a guy like President who probably flourishes more on defense than he does on attack. So he's going to have to play the hard breach. He's not going to be the one to go in and entry frag. Pinku, Dirty, Palarazi, Bappin. More emphasis on those 4 to do better on the attack. Easier said than done, though.
What's going on here?
That was like I got transported back to the 1940s there momentarily.
What the hell?
Dirty in towards Dirt, by the way. That's a strange contact to make. He is just almost 1 foot out the door.
Well, he's walked into a 3-man crossfire.
What is this play from Supernova? And it goes back to your statistic before, Guz. And I think right here, firsthand, there's 90 seconds left in the round, and you're trying to just walk out of Dirt and waltz in towards site. I mean, oh, that's bad.
Yeah. There are 2 teams, or 1 team rather, that has a worse attacking win rate than Supernova heading into tonight. That's
Odium?
CS. No, CS 20%, Odium's 25.
Oh, wow.
And again, Supernova
Pinku
22.
gets it back. Okay, President and Pinku once again. Dynamic duo. Find a way to bring the round back into contention. Palarazi gets one, but traded by player, and suddenly becomes a 2 versus 2 with a lot of time. Now, Pinku, you know he's in blue. Left side, tucked in. Player taken low, no. Only a small bit of damage. Pinku on 3 HP. Player will finish him off. 2 in the round for Player, and President now in a 1v2. Couldn't get the plant down successfully either. Imagine the Yokai
He's on a
being
BPC.
a nuisance.
BPC, I think, as well. So
35 seconds to just kind of think through this process, where you want to go, how you want to rotate. In towards Church, probably the better avenue. 1 in towards Modo. Is he going to expect it? At this point, you have to, but Cairo plays it so well. Patience is a virtue. And Cairo and Chiefs come up clutch to close out basement there to start the second half. But boy, was that close, and a little bit too close for Chiefs' liking.
Yeah, not exactly sure where the BPC was placed, but somewhere inside of Arsenal would have been feeding information there, and that's why we see the defense peel back and play for that game. Yeah, Dirty walking into the cross, ill-advised. As you mentioned, though, Pinku and Prez, the dynamic duo at the moment, trying their best to bring this round back. Unfortunately for Pinku, was very low on HP, and Player was able to dance and dive his way through blue. And Kai, off the back of that information, trying to force the plant to go down, was able to swing and find the final pick. So, not bad from Chiefs, a little bit shaky, but again, with Supernova making fundamental mistakes again, they were punished, as has been the case this stage.
Yeah, it's close, but too far right now for Supernova, isn't it? Palarazi on the board now, 1-7, Bappin 3-7, both struggling still, but Pinku and President are certainly leaving no chances They are doing everything they possibly can to try and get their team over the line, but it just doesn't feel like you've got this core body of 5 all working together synergistically. It's just like we saw at the very beginning of that last round. Who was it? I think it was Dirty out of dirt and just trying to take a weird fight, and it just doesn't make sense with 90 seconds on the clock while you're kind of pushing out in that avenue. Super solo mindset, gets punished.
10 kills for Tex, by the way, topping the lobby.
Yeah, he played really well yesterday, but this is, again, Tex looking like he's snowballing that momentum, that advantage, and perfectly timed going into the break. He said yesterday anyone could get replaced for Jigsaw, he himself, and as much as he's enjoying his siege right now, if he's not playing well, he could be the one to make way. Right now, though, he is playing exceptionally well at the right stage of the season. Gym bedroom. Conwall getting opened up by President, although
okay,
that was
double missed the impact amp. Where's that denial? Where have they put it? Has Chris put it somewhere strange? Maybe like Logi or something? I don't know. See if the obs can find it, but yeah, it is Logi.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's well played. Double commit though immediately from Supernova. Again, another fundamental mistake that could prove costly. It's not round defining certainly, but
no.
It's not ideal.
Biggest thing you really want to do is try and get Jacuzzi opened up. No issues if you could do that. You probably don't need the con single wall. But it does actually really empower that mirror window and the presence that Chiefs will have in towards con. So it really does kind of deny Supernova from being able to overload this position, push Chiefs back, tucked in towards site.
Pretty surprised that we're not seeing much in the way of a cache extension from Chiefs.
I just don't know if you're going to be able to push that anymore now. So this position here for Quiz is like super strong. Because he doesn't have to worry as much. I mean, I guess you can still play the logistic hatch.
It'd be a Logi drop with a Capital.
Yeah, I guess you could, yeah. Use the asphyxiating bolt to try and clear out that position over towards Jacuzzi. It's taken a little bit of time, but they've made their way over the exothermic charge to get that wall opened up. Over a minute remaining. Player on the rotation. Just to keep main stairs control, I imagine. I don't know if he's going to go too crazy here.
Probably play a Nitro below for the Logi drop, I would guess. It's a possibility. Con control for the attack. Bappin will probably want to try and get in a position to counter some of this utility, like the deployable shield and the mirror windows with 2 Ash charges in pocket.
This is an aggressive angle from Bappin without having had the potential to clear out logistic. Maybe hoping to catch someone from Chiefs off guard. You can see how aggressive this position is right now, considering what is vulnerable to him. He gets the free kill onto Cairo, and the expectation was the player in logistics would then maybe swing con, but he doesn't. They hold their position. 30 seconds now, and the push will come through from Supernova. President in towards default, behind Waits to get this down. Where's the Nitro Cell to deny? President is not being denied. We heard an explosion go,
where was it?
But I don't know where it was. And Quiz will get a big kill onto Bappin though. 3 versus 4, post-plant scenario as Supernova are looking to get an attacking round. President, huge kill onto Tax and Quiz in a 1v4. Supernova about to go 2 rounds up on Chiefs.
Well, Quiz's position was strong, so strong that he's now the last man standing in the 1v4.
Well, this is to anyone that says this team may not need Jigsaw. This team definitely has a missing piece.
Not bad from you. Yeah, Chiefs don't have a read on the plant. Player instructed to deny plant at the mattress default. He doesn't know where it's going down. He's playing down below. He doesn't get that cue visually or audibly. So someone has made the call that the plant's going down at mattress despite it being over at Waits. And that's a fundamental flaw. If he was able to deny that, it could have flipped the result of the round.
Such a good play from Bappin. Highlighted it in that round as well, guys. But considering they hadn't been able to clear logistic, no pressure con single wall, that was such a ballsy play. Gets a good kill onto Cairo.
Nice!
Let's go!
Fucking
Great
go,
attack!
boys. Dude,
Great
That was
attack!
actually so much better, guys.
Hey, I feel vindicated. They know they can't attack.
That was actually so much better, guys. Oh, wow. Why can't we do that more often? Oh, my goodness.
That's like the moment of epiphany.
That was like the realization we can play better. Oh, wow. And it was better, though. I think that
was.
might be one of the better rounds we've seen from Supernova this stage. And the belief, to me, feels like it's building. More importantly, they're only 1 round away now, guys, from being able to secure at least 1 point and deny the ability for Chiefs to get all 3.
That's big. That certainly could have ramifications throughout the standings. Also potentially puts Chiefs' position in 2nd place under pressure as well. There's some big stakes on that Antic Prodigy game.
Yeah.
as well, which I already had penciled in as being a bit of a banger. The final game of the night, both sitting on 9 points in third place. They'll be hot on the heels of Chiefs here if they aren't able to find some success here defensively. Cash CCTV for round 9. Expecting a garage clear with the Capital. Didn't see that from Chiefs on their attacks, and it proved rather costly.
Yeah, it was interesting. 2 attempts, Cash, CCTV, 2 failures for Chiefs.
Well, you don't contest that, do you? Surely not. I'm talking about the player below, by the way, not player.
Oh, Oda.
Good trick.
And he's in a good position here to maybe find a kill. He's still half HP though, and has certainly lacked a little bit in this match.
Oh, wrong side, wrong side.
Is this going to get denied? It will not, and now they have to vacate. It's a mini win for SUPERNOVA as they get the breach opened up despite the contest from Oda.
Oh, really good drone inside a garage as well here for SUPERNOVA. That will certainly aid them on the garage clear. See how they attempt to lock down that position. Cairo with one of his shells, able to lock that down with the scope post. At least that's the attempt, and he does get the opening kill onto Bappin, who's looked actually quite sharp in a couple of these rounds. So a big pick for Chiefs.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
And the Capital has cleared Cairo. I was going to say they weren't going to follow that up with a pick, but they are able to find it. Good work from
I don't
Prez.
know about the Scopolis up there on rafters. I think you can have better options.
Yeah, if you don't have an exit strategy, I would
Still-
say that the Azami would be better, but it is banned out, so I don't hate it.
1 for 1 leaves us in a 4 versus 4 position, but Palarazi is evidently shown there. Has got good position towards rafters and can open up looking for a somewhat default plant. Need to be mindful of any potential nitrocells that can go over the server rack in towards CCTV. Dirty.
Player.
And
Other side.
player.
Yeah.
Is player aware of this though? Because if he goes walking in towards lounge and is not wary of Dirty on the exterior, he could lose his life.
Well, player has Nitro in pocket, so Dirty's just going to wait and try and bait him in. But with the man disadvantage, that could be tough. That said, 3 versus 3.
Players on the move, and he does go through lobby. 20 seconds. Dirty those over towards parking. He does get the kill. As we were watching that, there's the Nitrocell thrown over, but misses the mark. Out
Where are you
swings,
going?
though. Where is Palarazi going? Just caught completely out in the open there as Dirty now has no time remaining to salvage this round. Great headshot onto Tex. Makes it a 1 versus 1, but no time to find Oda, who hides so perfectly.
We're out of time.
What was Palarazi doing? Guz!
What are your thoughts, Vinny? Can you just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Palarazi? Is that
Hey.
a thumbs down?
I see a thumbs down. That's kind of toxic, Vinny.
Yeah, jeez.
Jeez.
Didn't know he had that in him.
He does a good job, of course, getting out of the way of the Nitrocell. That's the expectation. Everyone knows.
Pressure.
And it's the perceived pressure of what's to come after that. It's almost like, oh, they know I haven't died, so they're going to, like, run at me or something. And I think maybe it's a case of Dirty being down below, still rotating back.
Yeah.
Dirty did his job. He got the kill onto player. He was able to maintain the fact that Chiefs had no third at the end. What does player want to try and do? He wants to try and deny from below, get that lounge control. Dirty denies that. Dirty's done his job. And it's here. What are you doing?
I think he immediately swings anticipating the counter swing from Cash and then looked away at something, and that's what proved costly.
By the way, you know one thing we're going to have to get used to is that Scopos outline. I almost thought it was a 1v3 at the end.
Yeah, it
Like,
remains.
very
Yeah.
briefly, I was like, hang on, I see 3 outlines. Like, how is there 3 in Cash?
Yeah.
It was a 1v2. And he hit a great shot onto Tex to make it a 1v1, but obviously he wasn't going to be wary of where Oda was holding. So, big round for Chiefs, but Guz, they're not convincing rounds.
No. And back to that brief discussion about Scopos Rafters. I don't know, it wasn't particularly convincing, and I think if the Capital now being shown, if we see that side again in this match, I would probably anticipate would be a greater counter, again with the Azami getting banned out. To the Scopos though here again, round 10, this time though for the roam on the hands of Quiz, which we saw last time out. IQ brought to counter Velk.
That's alright, boys. Fuck these guys, bro. We're fucking better than them. Let's
Fucking
go.
all over them, boys.
Dude, it's just 2 little rounds, like 2 little mistakes. We've got. I know we're gonna win this game. Let's fucking go.
I think that's Dirty there from my... Well, trying to watch whose lips are moving just to make sure. But yeah, I love that attitude though. Like,
Good mental.
it's a really good mental to have. I think they know as well, deep down, this ends up being a big game and the pressure's on to get points and get out of the bottom 2. And this would also be, you know, kind of like a 2-pronged effect. If not only you get the points, but you beat a top team as well in the process. That just breathes life back into your stage, puts the pressure all back onto Circular Spheres. 5-4 though, Chiefs certainly capable of being able to close out from here and win the next 3 defensive rounds on Clubhouse. Logic Bomb rings out from Pingu, 1 remaining.
Oh, where are you going, Chris?
Oh my goodness, it's a huge engagement towards Jim as
How is
Quiz
no one dead?
and Dirty both should be dead at this
I know.
point. It should be 4 versus 4. And then Eddie swings back and Quiz holds the angle. Dirty overswings and doesn't peek it properly.
Where's the rest of the team? Help on the pinch, guys. Come on.
Where's the player outside of Jacuzzi? It's been opened up. They can't get the pinch. President dies. And all of that positivity from Dirty's out the window.
I just thought Quiz made a round losing play by re-aggressing Jim into the Logic Bomb. But it may well be round winning. Finally taken down.
Where's Pinku? He can salvage this.
Well, Oda's the next layer. He's already over towards main aggressing.
4 versus
And players
3.
in Logi. Like, they have not cleared this room at all.
Logic Bomb rings out. Pinku clearing down below. Palarazi outside the exterior of Jacuzzi. The message for him would just be hold. Wait, let Pinku do his thing. But Bappin lost his life.
They don't know players still in Logi, though, so keep that in mind for the flank watch.
Pinku now making his way down towards site. There is a Skopos shell in towards triple near the bar.
Oh, he has Diffuser.
Kit is up above,
no.
and player will hold 40 seconds. And I think Palarazi and Pinku have just realized that they need to clear back above.
This needs to be absolutely perfect. They need to get the kill, get the kit, and get
Speed
immediately to site.
this up as quick as they possibly can with 30 seconds remaining. You can drop the hatches, get back towards site quickly, but they're clearing this way too slowly.
No time. They don't have time. And the round's over. It's over.
I think they've absolutely cooked this one. You may as well just save your guns for the next round, boys.
Oh, and there's even an Echo joined to support player here.
Wow, this is actually quite embarrassing. Well, the round is over now.
10 seconds left.
Doesn't matter. There's no time. Pinku is smart to try and maybe clear sight and provide a pathway. But Palarazi, even as quick as he could go, couldn't get back to sight stage.
Well, that was a crazy round.
Yeah, I mean,
How has Quiz gotten away with that inside of Jim is absolute insanity to me.
is that miscommunication? I mean, I think initially Pinku's like, maybe the idea is if I go down towards sight, they might not expect it because they have kit. That was bizarre from Dirty. Dirty overswings and doesn't peek.
Yeah, we're a bit perplexed.
I think that was more for your jumping.
I think there may have been an extra layer of pressure on that roam, which did make it maybe a little bit more difficult than it appeared on what we saw, but even still, Quiz has... It's just insane. You rarely get away with that. And that's an in back into the match.
Well, and suddenly 5-5. I don't believe Supernova have taken a tactical timeout, so surprised they don't want to take one here. From a 5-3 lead, it's now subsequently 5-5. Break point, someone's going to walk away with a point after this round. You lose this round, you can no longer acquire all 3. I would say that matters a lot more to Supernova. Pressure on them now to try and close this out. We saw before how hyped Dirty was. They tried to be positive. President, Pinku, double-digit kills. Dirty going positive.
I wonder what the comms were like after that round, because that one would have been far more frustrating in my opinion.
Well, big round coming up for both teams. Chiefs finding a will and a way to get themselves back into this game. They've now tied it up. It hasn't been clean. It hasn't been clinical. But they are managing the situation very, very well. So standard extension here for Jim Bedroom towards Cash and CCTV. And that's an easy trick for Cairo.
Attention over towards Jacuzzi and a Thatcher Thermite combo to aid that this time around. So not taking any chances in terms of hard breach denial this round are Supernova. We saw Impact Emps be a little bit wishy-washy last time around on exterior con. Bandit Trick still being employed here from Chiefs. It's Cairo this time around in the face of Salmas, and that will be a success.
I think that they're starting to maybe feel the pressure here, Supernova.
A little bit.
Rushing things, trying to get some shortcuts. No pressure at all on Cairo, and that's probably some of the easiest bandit juggling you'll ever see.
So they dropped the Scopos this time around. Instead of bringing Malusi and Tex will hold Rafters. The Capital in comp for Supernova, I am, again, probably anticipating a garage clear. That being said, Diffuser is in hands over towards Jacuzzi. Mirror window facing this. Supernova, are they going to elect to take this head on? Maybe. Taking a lot of time, though, I think, to be decisive here.
Oh, to be a fly in the wall, or mostly in their voice comms right now to just hear the communications for this Supernova team. What an angle for Tex.
Don't mind that.
Triple stack outside Jacuzzi, though, for Supernova means it's a very one-dimensional push.
And they've given up. Rotate now, I think.
President still on the roof, could maybe come through from like a logistic hatch later on. Okay, a little cam here from Dirty, so we're aware of the fact that Tex is playing an intriguing angle into Ward's garage. 45 seconds. It's one that's not on site, but hunting they are to maybe go for this kill on Tex. Dirty makes his way over. Will he find the opening kill of this round and give them the numbers advantage as Bappen towards main? Yellow ping, look down, play the ping. Indeed, he gets the kill. 30 seconds remaining though, and the rotate needs to happen swiftly to get back to Gym Bedroom.
It could be an impactful position, especially if they are able to find Cairo. Pinku finds Oda.
Bappen got to go up, got to start making your way in, get the trade, and he does. He gets the kill onto Quiz, and still now the numbers are with Supernova. 14 seconds left. Player and Cairo up. Player inside a bathroom. Cairo still towards CC.
Diffuser.
That's Diffuser on the ground with 8 seconds remaining. Huge critical kill found by Cairo now in a 1v3. He can just maybe play off of the Diffuser, getting picked back up. Someone's going to get it. No one's going to get it. Why didn't they run straight away?
They got it, they got it, they got it.
Kill. He got the kill.
Are you serious? They won the round?
Why is he even peeking that? Why is he even peeking that?
How much time was there on that? We need to see a replay ASAP on time. That was a 10th of a second. Oh, Cairo's devastated.
There was 9 seconds when President died, by the way, and no one went to get the kit until 2 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward traversal right over towards Jacuzzi, so it takes time. They get away with it, though. That is wild.
Well, lovely drone. Tex had no idea. He gets droned out. He loses his life in garage. Pinku just wins a straight 1v1 with Oda, who has struggled immensely in this game. And it was at that point. Now, at this point here, Cairo, he saw one go. He must have seen one go out, but
oh, it was too tense.
With 1 second left on the clock, do you not just unpeak that?
Yes. Well, he saw the player initially jump out, and again, we're talking about decision-making in the matter of a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. Player jumps out, he knows it. He's got the cross to get back into the building, but with 1 second left, and he needs a vault animation, he needs to get it on the ground.
Yeah.
That's the time to unpeak, but we're talking about...
Again, and I think he maybe did try to at the very end, but it's just a really sharp shot from Bappen.
I mean, I don't think that is definitely not around on Cairo. After he even got that kill onto President out in the balcony, that was the only reason why that was around, even somewhat winnable. Either way, Chiefs can no longer get 3 points. Supernova have now got match point to acquire all 3 points. Would this get them out of the bottom 2 temporarily?
You threw me under the bus there.
I thought you had the...
Well, they're on 3 points at the moment. And above them is Circular Spheres on 5 points. So it's a 2-point margin to get out of the bottom 2.
If Chiefs win in overtime, it would get them to 13 points. But I don't know. For Supernova, it would put them above in an OT win. It would keep them equal with CS. If they win this round, this very round, they would go to 6 points. And I think more importantly, looking at that and getting the 3 points here, it puts them 3 points in contention with everyone else above them on 9. So it really does put the pressure on others above them. If they can only win in OT, then those that are on 9 points are safe, because there's only 1 playday after this. So the max points they would be able to get to is 8. So 3 points would be absolutely massive for Supernova.
Another intriguing contest over towards this main breach. It feels like we haven't seen Vert play like this in years. Trying to contest the bandit juggle.
Yeah, they got it this time. They've won this out.
Yeah. Quiz can rotate it back over towards Conwall.
Quiz is also now very, very low. Well, I'll tell you what, Pinku MVP.
He's been good.
You just wonder if he had been in the whole time, maybe Supernova wouldn't have found themselves in this predicament. Oh no.
Oh,
you are kidding. They've lost President. No chance for a rehost. You must stay locked in here. Just think of it as if he's lost a
President through this round. Yeah. He just died somewhere random.
Palarazi gets a kill onto Quiz, and we're back to even. Now you've got to stay mentally locked in. 60 seconds, 4 versus 4. And Cairo is down.
Uh-oh.
There's no way. Dirty should clear him with the asphyxiating bolt here, and that will be Cairo dead. Supernova with the advantage.
Comes down to plant denial now, I feel, for Chiefs. They have double Nitro on the board, smoke as well, with canister in hand. The pressure mounting, though, on Chiefs, staring down the barrel of 0 points tonight in a match that they would certainly have gone into with confidence.
Palarazi has really stood up as this game has gone on. He's had some big kills. Tex, huge game from him, but he needs a bit of help here at the end. Oda needs to rise to the occasion. 20 seconds remaining. Cash and CCTV. Smoke Babe out from player. Shot lands, dirty low. Bappin with the kit. 10 seconds remaining. There's a vault outside. Playing the CC window now is Tex. Super aggressive. Lost his life.
Nitro!
Nitro cell from Oda. Does get the kill onto Bappin. 3 seconds remaining.
They can't get the
Dirty
kit!
will go down. Picked up by Pinku and sticks it. Where's player to deny? Palarazi can't help out. And we go to overtime. No precedent for Supernova. And they cannot clutch up the round. Chiefs will keep this one going.
Man, I feel like we've wound back the years here on Club. This is some real solid siege. The initial contest breach, then we saw good clear rafters from the attack, followed up with the smoke canister to disperse default, and then Oda with a perfect read on the nitro for the breach plant. And then we saw Pinku with a massive hero play at the end as everyone else is scrambling to try and get that diffuser in hand. He eventually got it. And then player steps up in the 1v2 to deny. There were just so many good moments in that round.
I mean, we're getting certainly a classic here on Clubhouse for play day 6 of the Oceania League. Great swing there from Pinku to shut
Palarazi's
down.
in lounge.
Yeah, Palarazi's not even close to helping out Pinku there, but I mean, maybe again, it's that kind of, if you think back a couple of rounds ago, remember the round in which Palarazi had to move out from the Nitro Cell and I think it was Dirty.
Yeah, he'd be looking to just go for a creep up red. That's
It's literally just make sure no one gets the vert so we can get the plant, but then the creep up red is too late and just so happens players in a good position for an easy swing. There was very little time remaining. It was certainly a bit of a cluster of a round, but speaking candidly, President getting DC doesn't help. Supernova, if they have an extra player there, they maybe win that and get all 3 points, but they can't be thinking about what if. In this situation now, as we go into a bit of attack, they can't be sitting here thinking, oh, what if President hadn't have DC? We could have got 3 points. You just got to stay locked in. Still 2 points to get and a crucial 2 points. But I do wonder what this now means mathematically for those teams that are on 9 points. I'm almost certain now they obviously can't go below Supernova from here, which does mean if you're on 9 points already, you should be locked in for playoffs. We can get that confirmed, of course, through production. I don't want to, you know...
Don't throw me under the bus.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but we'll get that confirmed hopefully by the end of this game, and then we can kind of get that driven across, because I'm almost certain had Supernova got all 3 points here, we would have been on for quite a lot of teams that maybe could have still finished bottom 2. But now, with them only being capable of getting to 5 points, 3 points next week is 8. Of course, they can't reach 9. And Odium certainly can't reach 9 either.
It's been a rather impressive game so far, though.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of time here to kind of just break things down. Oda, strange game for him. I think certainly one of the, if not actually the weakest game we've seen from Oda on Chiefs since joining this roster. It almost seems like he's playing a different role, or he's got different elements that he has to focus on. On the other side, Tex, though, has been amazing. He's been clinical. He's been hitting clutch shots. Sure, lost his life in one of the earlier rounds in Garage, but is playing a bit of a unique, off-angle kind of position. Quiz, doing Quiz things. Kara's played well. I think players had some good moments. I think this Chiefs roster could definitely look back and say, we could have played this so much better. Room for improvement. As for Supernova, though, Pinku, amazing. No surprise. Been such a shining light for this roster so far this stage. Came in as a substitute, helped them almost take down Game of Gladiators, and then he went back to the bench role, and then they've brought him back up to the main role. It's been an intriguing stage. President, of course, has come back and done really well. Palarazi, I think at one point was 0-7, but has been able to get involved as the game's gone on. Same with Bappin. It's been a great game to watch. It certainly has definitely felt like, you know, a Supernova team looking to try and keep their season alive.
Well, we couldn't have written the script too much better for this game, Jake. I'm led to believe that Supernova will be attacking first in overtime.
My burrito's going cold.
Yeah, our burritos are quite cold at this point. It is what it is. But the big discussion point was all around Supernova, the attacking win rate, how will they go in this match? The 2 attacking round wins for them there in the second half. Keep their head above water. But now need to prove it in OT, where it's even more challenging. You do not have the opportunity typically to collect rounds on tertiary sites unless Chiefs want to go there.
Do you think it's all just going to be a little bit too much for Supernova now that they've maybe squandered the potential chances, up 5-3 and then up 6-5? And
yeah.
How many times do we see it, though? We've done enough here where I think for a lot of these teams, they get into these positions where match point or multiple match points or close to match point, and then they ultimately fall short once we then get to, say, an overtime. Unfortunately, as we are having certainly one of the longer games this stage, it will be just a little bit longer, Guz.
It's burrito time.
It is burrito time for us and for you guys at home. Maybe go grab a drink, come back. We're going to have a rehost, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I still love you. I
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from Burrito time. We are now back into the game for Oceania Playday 6. Chiefs and Supernova in a bit of a classic that's being built up. Supernova will play double attack. Chiefs will begin defense. And, well, I would imagine the favourites now to close this out with double defense on their side, getting to go basement to begin. Supernova have had their chances, but it seems like maybe time running out.
So the Scopos in play again from Chiefs. We've seen it several times on this basement site. Most typically used for the roam. And last time out, the roam was ultra effective.
10 seconds to go.
And Supernova found it very difficult to pinch Quiz offsite through Gym. So we'll see if Chiefs elect to double down and go for that once more. Seems like that will be the case, although expect the aggression to maybe be a little bit more tempered. Mute Jam has been scattered around on the top floor from player just to try and stall out a clear here from the attack. Drones will be critical in gaining information on how many roamers there are and exactly where they will be placed at the moment. It's a 2-2-1 formation, 2 basement, 2 first floor, and Quiz tasked with top floor.
Quiz once again on the Scopos, and we'll see. It didn't last time have much of an impact. I think it was Quiz that was on it. Oh, maybe it was Cairo. I think it was Cairo that was actually playing it rafters as we see the transfer over to the second shell. Back
That's
down
quick.
to the basement. First logic bomb available now for Pinku if he wants to use it to try and maybe aid on the entry. Dirty is droning through though.
I think the trick behind the Scopos is that you can't vault to clear it, right? I believe that's the case. You have to explosive it to clear it, and Pinku confirms that. Yeah, you can't vault over it to shoot it. It's a bit of a trick for your ranked games.
I actually think it's great too, because it's kind of like, do you want to use explosives to clear it?
Probably
If you don't, then you give them an avenue to then flank. Have they actually dealt with it though? No.
No, they punched it, but just ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, you could just keep a drone on it.
True. It's going to be very interesting to see if Quiz switches back.
Yeah, the thing as well is, when would you switch back as well? Is it... You can't really switch back surely when they're hitting site, because the time it would take to go from bathroom all the way down main to then have an influence in the fight, don't actually know if it would be worth it. So you'd ideally want to switch back when they've kind of given up second floor, they're playing kitchen, and then you can switch back, transfer, and try and play down main and go for a flank. 45 seconds. Polarazi losing his life to Oda. I don't know how that has necessarily happened. That's a freebie.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Yeah, it means that triple wall may be a bit more challenging to open up depending on the util available for Prez. Not the best of positions here. Kills seen in blue. Pinku, can he be the man once more? Smoke canister stalls it.
Don't need to peek this though. Well, runs across, and he's very fortunate, doesn't take a lick of damage.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
No logic bombs remaining, 10 seconds, a very stalled out attack. Good moto position here for Oda to watch from any push coming from bot main. It should be a free kill. The drop from Kitchen never really works out in this day and age. Somehow Bappin and Pinku have just been able to collect a bunch of kills, but no kit, no time. I'll tell you what, decent from them in terms of the raw mechanics of just shooting and killing players.
I don't know how they brought that back. If they had an extra second, they
But you're
could have
right.
won the round.
1-2 more seconds to pick up that kit, they honestly probably win the round. That is
Potentially.
incredible. I thought that round was essentially just over with, like...
With 10 seconds to go, they had nothing.
Yeah.
Well then, solid defense in the end from Chiefs. Having that OT defense advantage serving them well. Well, there was a player that left, but is a spectator, so we might be okay. Basement again here from Supernova for the 14th round as they look for 2 points in this match. Trying desperately to escape the bottom two, or at the very least, soften the blow heading into the final playday. Sorry, I didn't realize burrito time was still on, Jake. Got a mouthful.
Well, it is when you're doing your wonderful color. I could have a quick little bite.
Sure, sorry. I probably could have offered a bit more, but...
You could have, but you threw me under the burrito. Can you do me a favor, actually? And I think you should have it up pretty quickly. Who do they play? next week in terms of Playday 7. And I'm talking about Supernova, of course. I want to know, is it a likely 2-3 points that they could possibly muster up that maybe keeps them in contention to get out of the bottom 2?
So Supernova, the opening game, Odium.
Oh, well.
So that should be 3 points.
Now, if I'm correct, I think Odium is playing CS tonight.
Correct.
Yep. So means that they might not. It's going to be a very fascinating finish between Circular Spheres and Supernova, and it really does go to highlight how much the 3 points here would have been oh so crucial. And still, a matter of fact, how big the 2 points would be for Supernova. If they don't get 2 points here, it may be lights out for them this stage. Because if I'm correct, 2 points would put them in a tied position with CS.
If they're trailing going into that final play day, it could be very hard to see them make up for that. Especially if CS get an expected result tonight, it would pretty much be over, right? So, big couple of rounds here for Supernova. If their stage on the line, and if other results go as expected, essentially must win these next 2. Start's been decent. Nook in play from Quiz. Can continue to lurk around this first floor, allow the rest of the team to get to work.
Well, the onus is going to be on Bap in here, as you can see in the pip.
Yep.
Over towards CCTV, lurking on the vigil. Now, typically you can see whether or not the attacker's kind of figured out where he is, the way he's playing. Just they kind of surround the area and then very much aware of his presence. I'm not sensing that right now from Chiefs. I do have a sneaky suspicion that Bappin towards CCTV could still have a big influence. Now, he is low, didn't quite see where that damage has come from, but lurking around red. There's a drone inactive, though.
Oh, no.
And a player in towards Secret.
Player's dead. In blue's on drone. Still.
Bappin.
Oh, Bappin doesn't push blue. Oh my god. I thought Quiz was going to lose that fight.
Player would have been dead to right, guys. You mentioned it. I know. I thought he was pushing from red down to Secret. He would have got a free kill. He would have then been able to rotate back to site. 5v4. That would have been enough, arguably, for Supernova to maybe then win the round. No, that doesn't happen. And for some reason, he pushes through in towards lobby, loses his life, and gives Chiefs an avenue into the site. Cairo playing from dirt, the push from Quiz in through blue. Easy double kill, and this one is done. Supernova, you had your chances, you had your time, but only 1 point will be acquired as Chiefs bring this one back from a pretty significant deficit. Dirty can only delay the inevitable, as Player will get the final kill, the final say. Chiefs close this one out, acquiring 2 points.
Well, that could be season defining for Supernova if Circular Spheres beat Odium tonight, which they are expected to do so. They could be locked out, which is going